It's weekly wisdom time. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to or watching the Manifesto on Purpose show. I am the host of that show, Kimbaley. I am here for one purpose only, and that purpose is to help you elevate your mind. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for sharing this with other people, and thank you for liking this and subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. I do everything that I do because the God in me loves the God in you. We're going to get into the weekly wisdom for today, but the first thing we're going to do is hear our Astro-Numerology report, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Monday, December the 9th. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon is in Aries. Mercury is in retrograde. It's an 11 universal month, a 4 universal week, and 11 universal day. Cosmically speaking, this is an exceptional day to do exceptional things, especially if you're thinking in exceptional ways of late. This is how inventions are made. This is how one makes new discoveries. The question of the day is, what discovery or invention is within your realm of possibilities? If you can answer that question, then you're well on your way to an interesting and remarkable day. Leo, Aquarius, Cancer, and those born on the 2nd, 7th, 11th, 16th, 20th, 25th, 29th of any month are the natural pioneers and groundbreakers today. Once again, that is the Astro-Numerology Forecast, courtesy of LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 app. And you can get that app by downloading it on Google Play or the App Store. You can also go to Linktree /numbers and you. Also, I want to let you know that astronumerologist LLoyd Strayhorn is also hosting the Power Series for 2025. The Power Series is a series of powerful lectures designed to help you elevate your mind. The very first one is in January on the 21st, and it is the power of your numerical cycles. You'll learn about the power of numerical cycles, and you'll learn how to find your very own cycles. Make sure that you join that. You can click the QR code at the bottom of the flyer, or you can go to Linktree /numbers and you. It's 2025 almost. Do you have a roadmap for the year to help you prepare? It's going to be a transformative year. Make sure that you go to Kimbaley.com, KIMBALEY.com, to find out what you can expect personally for 2025. You'll get a detailed report that includes your lucky days, your lucky dates, and also what months are favorable to you. And you will get a month by month breakdown of what you can expect for each month. You can get that at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. And while you're there, you can also get your personal report, a compatibility report, or a business report. Speaking of 2025, you are invited to join me on Wednesday, January the 1st, 2025, for the Vision Board Mastery Workshop. This is where you'll use the vision board to help you manifest 2025 on purpose. I'll teach you all about creative visualization, how to use the vision board, to be successful with achieving whatever it is that you want in your life. And you'll be able to share interactively because there's power in the collective. And we will conclude with a group guided meditation. This is going to be a vision board workshop like no other. So make sure that you click the QR code here in order to find out more information and sign up for this. Or you can also go to Kimbaley.com. And now we're going to get into this weekly wisdom. Before we even get started on the weekly wisdom, let me tell you, for those of you who are joining for the very first time. Now, first of all, if you're joining for the very first time, I want to say welcome to you. You're in for a treat. The weekly wisdom is where we find out what the focus is for the week. How can we grow this week? And I do that by using oracle cards, my own intuition, and I use the numerology on the cards to kind of break the cards down a little bit deeper for you. First, I do a universal reading, one that goes for everybody for the week. And then I give a reading for each birthday number from the numbers 1 through 9. Here's how you find out your birthday number. Your birthday number is simply the day you were born on. Say, for instance, if you're born on the 4th of the month, your birthday number would be a 4. If you're born on the 13th of the month, you have to reduce the double digits. So you would add 1 plus 3, and that will give you a total of 4. That number 4 will be your birthday number. And I will also give the ruling zodiac sign in case you want to pay attention to your zodiac sign as well. So we're going to get started with the universal reading. And for the universal reading, I'm going to be using the Wisdom Oracle. And this is by Colette Baron Reed. And for the advice card, I'm going to use my trusty, dusty, Trust Your Vibes deck. And this deck is by Sonia Chaquette. If you're listening to this and it resonates with you and you want to get a little more deeper or personal about this, you can also check me out at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com to get a personal reading, to get deeper into what you've heard here. And so now I'm going to pull a general reading for the. Now I'm going to pull cards for the general universal reading. And I switched this schedule up. Usually I have the weekly wisdoms on Sunday, but I'm trying to find a little balance here. So I'm trying to find out. So I'm working on finding a better schedule for us. Okay, so for the collective, the very first card is the Peace card. And this is a number 3 card, the 25 card. This card right here. And as you can see, there's an egg there. Every time I think about eggs, I think about starting something new, new birth, new creation. This right here is saying that there's something going on in your mind that you have been wanting to create. And perhaps you're wondering what's taking you so long to create this thing in your life. And right now, what I'm hearing is that you need peace. Calm your nerves. That's what I'm hearing. You need to find peace within yourself. You need to know that peace for yourself only comes through yourself. So you can't expect anybody else to make life peaceful for you. You have to work on being peace within yourself. If the peace is not around, focus on being able to bring the peace. So, this is telling me, since this is the cornerstone card or the very first card, this is letting me know that the most important thing that everybody needs to be focused on this week is to bring peace into their life. How can you create peace? How can you be in the calm even when things around you are not calm? How can you be the peace for someone else? And the very next card, this is important because the very next card is the milk and honey card. This card is the number 51-6. This card is letting me know that whatever it is that you're trying to hatch, whatever it is that's trying to be born in your life, whatever you're trying to birth and create, it's already a done deal. It's already happening in your life. You just can't see it because you're not in alignment with it. You're not in alignment with it is because you haven't completely found peace within yourself. You haven't found peace in the situation. It's showing that there could be some doubts about the things that you are inviting into your life or the things that you desire in your life. It's almost like you want it, but you don't think you can have it. And that's what's causing the unrest in your life right now. But this card, the 51-6 card, is letting me know that there's a gift here waiting for you. You just have to align with it. And the way that you're going to align with it is by being the peace. Just let things flow right now. And this is confirmation, this number 30 card, and it's the TikTok card. It's the TikTok card. And if you can see it, there's a clock there, and there's a parachute there on top of the clock. And this is the number 30 card. And when I think about the number 3, I think about being optimistic and jovial. You know, this right here is saying you need to have fun. I'm hearing funny how time flies when you're having fun. So, what this card is saying to me, instead of sitting here watching the clock, because you know what happens when you watch the clock at work, it seems like the day never ends. So, instead of watching the clock, you should be doing other things that make you happy. You should be doing fun things to get your mind off the weight. And I'm hearing what happens when the weight, WIT, becomes weight, WEIGHT. And the energy that I'm feeling is in the collective, something has become weight, WEIGHT. And that thing that's becoming weight is being patient, the weight, WAIT. So the best thing to do that is to be at peace, be still, wait, and you wait by having fun. And let's see, the next card is round and round. And this is the number 7 card. And the reason why it's hard for you to see this thing coming in your life is because instead of being at peace, you just keep continuing to let this thing circulate through your mind, this wonder and this doubt, which makes it difficult for you. That's what's making you watch the clock. That is symbolic to you watching the clock. And also, this 27 card is telling me that you need to really be doing some introspection at this time. You need to be going within. You need to be considering something like meditation so that you can bring about peace within yourself. Because once you align with peace, you begin to align with that desire that you're wanting to attract. And so let me give a advice card for universal advice. Fake it till you make it. This is the number 45 card. This is saying you need to abandon those thoughts that it's not happening for you. You need to act as if it's already happening for you in this current moment. A lot of people see the word fake and they think that there's something wrong with it. No, it's just acting out or becoming what you choose to attract in your life. So if it's love, you become a loving person. And that doesn't mean that you fake love. It means that you actually change yourself into a loving person if you're not already. And I'm not saying that this is about love. I'm just giving an example so that you can see what it means to fake it till you make it. And just think about faith. Faith is believing in that thing that you cannot see yet. And the way that you believe in that thing that you cannot see yet is you become it. Okay, so we're going to get to our birthday numbers now. We're going to start with the number 1. If you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, or come under the signs of Leo or Aquarius, you are a number 1. What can be said about the number 1 person? Okay. We get the yin card, and that's the number 2 card. Number 1, this is saying that in order to bring about peace in your life, you're going to have to soften your approach. When you think about the number 2, you think about emotions. This means tapping into your emotions. A lot of times it's easy for people to get caught up in the physical appearances and how we treat people on a physical level, but we are afraid to tap into the emotional side. This is saying be soft. Be a little bit softer. A lot of people are afraid of being soft, or a lot of people are afraid of this part in their life or this part in their makeup. But the truth is, this has a space too. And when we talk about the yin energy, we're also talking about the feminine energy. Even though it's a much softer energy, it's also a powerful energy. So, knowing how to be compassionate, learning how to be caring, learning how to understand others on an emotional level, being sensitive to the needs of others, sometimes is what it's going to take to bring about peace in you. Because when you begin to understand yourself, and tap into your emotions, then you can tap into the emotions of others. And let me see what your advice card is. Number 1. And number 1, this is totally against what you're used to doing. This is something that you have to work on. Woo woo is wonderful. This is the number 1 card. So this right here is saying really what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to embrace everything around you. You know, it's more than what you can see. It's what you can feel too. Sometimes you're going to have to trust what you don't see in order for you to find your peace. What is it that you don't see that may be keeping you from your peace? Number 1. Now we're going to move on to the number 2. That's if you're born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month, or come under the sign of Cancer. You are a number 2. number 6 card came out, and it's saying it's not for you. If you feel like number 2, that there's something that you're reaching for that's beyond your grasp, sometimes you need to wonder whether that thing is really for you or for not. Whether that thing is really for you or not. Let me give you an example. There was a time that I was seeking to manifest something I was assigned. There was something that I was trying to align to manifest at one point. And for some reason, it seemed like that thing never came through for me. And so I just let it go. But in hindsight, after many, many years, I can look back and I can think to myself, man, I'm so glad that it did not happen. Sometimes rejection is protection. So if you see that it's something that you have been trying to hold on to, or you have been trying to attract in your life, and no matter what happened, you keep seeing a whole lot of bumps in the road, you really need to sit back and think about, is this really for me or not? And you can attract anything that you want to. That's the truth about it. But you have to ask yourself, if I really attract this thing, is it something that I'm really going to want once it appear in my life? Sometimes impulsively people set intentions. So you need to ask yourself that question. So let me find out what the advice is for you, number 2. And also, number 2, now that I'm thinking about it, with the number 2, you have to watch out for illusions and delusions. Everything that glitters is not gold. That's what I'm hearing. Everything that glitters is not gold. This is saying get grounded so that you can tell the difference between what's true and what's not true. And this is a number 2 card. So this right here confirms that this is a very important card for you. This means get grounded. I'm here. Open your eyes. Wake up. Because what you are trying to attract, it may be something that takes away peace instead of bringing forth peace to you. So ask yourself, if I get this, am I going to be able to live in peace? Because that's important. Okay, number 3, this one's for you if you're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month, or fall under the signs of Pisces or Sagittarius. You are a number 3 person. This is the number 4 card, number 3. You need to seek your higher power. This means it's time for you to go in because you have to build a foundation. It's time for you to put the work in. And the way that you're going to have to work is you're going to have to reach out to your higher self. You're going to have to tap into the spiritual side of yourself in order for you to get direction on where you need to go at this time. I'm feeling like the energy is having you wanting to be all over the place. But at this time, I'm feeling like you really need to do like the number 2 and get grounded in your higher power. And when I see higher power, I'm thinking your higher self, like your higher self is trying to communicate with you, but you are not listening or you are not catching the memo of what your higher power is trying to relay to you. You need to get yourself in a space of peace so that you can listen to the still small voice to find out what you should be building next, what direction you should be going in your life. Instead of just bouncing all over the place, this is time for you to sit down and listen to what the words of your higher self is telling you. And let's see what your advice card is, number 3. And from the fact that this is a number 4 card, it's letting me know that this is totally outside of what you want to do right now. But you have the ability to do it, number 3. It may not be what you want to do. Mm, you're the boss. And the 48 card, that is 12. So two things here about this card. You are the boss. And when you look at that number, that 3, those are leadership. That's a leadership number. So, yes, you are the boss. But with this card being a number 12, it's saying that you have to be careful of people trying to take advantage of you. The energy that I'm feeling right now is people got you all over the place doing this and doing that because you are the boss. But sometimes you have to understand that being a boss is not about doing everything. Being a boss is just as much about delegation as anything else. So, in order to get some peace, you're going to have to reach out to your higher power. And that is what I feel like the energy of this higher self card is trying to tell you, is that you need to be careful of the people that are around you and the things that they have you doing, because you'll step up and do things that you may not really want to do just to be kind or just to be a team player. But sometimes you can be taken advantage of, number 3. So we're going to move on to the 4. If you are born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st of the month, or come under the signs of Aquarius or Leo, you are a number 4 person. Okay, number 4. Mm. And you got this before, number 4. You got the number 13 card, the fork in the road. The 1 plus the 3 is the 4. So this fork in the road card is telling me that you don't know which direction to go. This is pretty much saying that you're stuck. It's like you're halfway there, but now you don't know which way to go. You have to make a move. And it may not be the move that everybody else feels like is the best move for you, but you're going to have to make a move. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the move that most people think is the one that you should not make. But you need to go forward. And that's what I feel like is happening at this fork in the road. It's just like so many people are telling you to go left, but really you know in your heart and you feel in your heart that you should go right. Do you go with what everybody else says, especially the experts? They're telling you to go left. Well, I'm telling you, number 4, because you are that futuristic thinking. If it's just you and you feel that the right path is the right path for you, you need to take that one, no matter how many other people tell you not to take that one. Because with number 4s, what I've noticed is the road that everybody else thinks will work for you usually doesn't for some reason. It's always the one that nobody feels like is going to work for you. So you take the road that you feel most comfortable taking, no matter what anybody else says. Because if you take the road that everybody else wants you to go on, then you'll be more focused on their peace and you'll still be at unrest. But if you take the path that you want to take, you can travel this journey in peace. And let me see what the advice is for you, number 4. And it's important for you to do that, because if you are just there stuck, nothing's going to happen. So you're going to have to make a decision one way or the other, number four. Mm. Be grateful. And this is the number seven. You just be happy, whatever path it is. You just go on that path like you know it's the best path. And by this being a 52-7 card, I'm thinking that you need to be in affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer is a different kind of prayer. Affirmative prayer is not going in asking for anything. Affirmative prayer is speaking to the source, a conversation with the source, and being grateful for what you already have, and being grateful for those things that you seek to align with as if you already have it. And now we're going to move on to the number five, born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month. Come under the signs of Gemini or Virgo. You are a number five person. Thirty-five, 8. Loyalty, loyal heart. The best way, number five, and this is going to be hard for you. The best way, number five, is for you to find peace, is for you to have a loyal heart. Now, we know number five is the air sign. Number five, you have to learn how to give number five its space, because the number five is a freedom loving number. And what I'm hearing from this card is it's okay for you to be freedom loving, but at the same time, you have to be loyal to something. You have to be loyal enough to others to let them know, yes, this is who I am, but I can still be loyal to you in a sense. So it's saying that you're going to have to tap into that loyalty. You're going to have to be able to tap into that patience, being grounded in something. Because if you're constantly on the move, you're constantly changing, then it makes it hard for people to trust you. So, number five, you're going to have to be loyal in order to find your peace, because there'll never be peace with you if you cause others to live an unpeaceful existence. So make sure that you're loyal. Make sure that you're straight up with everybody. You don't have to change, but be straight up about who you are. This is me. This is how I am. And share that with them so that they won't get in a space where you're disturbing their peace. And let's see what the advice is for the number five. Claim your boundary. And this is a number six card. And this is about taking control of your life. And the way that you do that is by letting people know who you are. First, establish who you are, and then letting people know who you are and giving them the option of whether they want to be close with you, whether they want to do business with you, or whether they want to be around you or not. So create those boundaries so that you can have it the way that you want to have it. Okay, number six, born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th of the month, come under the signs of Libra or Taurus. You are a number six. building blocks. And this is 2810. And this is the number one card, and the number one is interchangeable with the four. So the number six is in opposition to the number one card. And it's strange that this shows building blocks on it, because with the number four, we talk about number four being a builder. So number six, this is telling you that you need to do something that you may not want to do. You need to focus on being that builder and seeing things all the way through. With six, you may feel like, I want to use my creativity. I want to be creative and do things the way that I want to do it. But this number 28 card is saying it's time for you to try something different. Try going step by step. Try building something. Try starting from the foundation and working your way up. This is meaning that it's time for you to step outside of your box, number six, because this is the opposition. This is saying that whatever the characteristics in the one and the four have, you need to begin to do. You're going to have to be patient and take your time and start from the beginning and work your way up. And it doesn't matter in what area of your life this is what it really means. It's time for you to be the builder, number six. And your advice card is 12. Sound check. And this is the number three card. What I'm hearing from this energy right here is you need to start listening, number six. Sometimes there's people that have interesting things to tell you. Sometimes there's ideas coming in from other people. But sometimes you feel like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I got this, blah, 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 blah. But this right here is saying that it benefits you to listen to other people. And by this being a number 12 card, it also says be careful of those you listen to too, because everybody may not be telling you what's right and exact. So you're going to have to pay attention and use your intuition and discernment to know who are the people you should be listening to, number six. And now we're going to move on to the number seven. And number seven. Oh, number seven, you got the number 40 card, number seven. And this is so interesting. The card is co-create. I just want you to look at this image because I think it's very important. When you look at it, you see an egg down here at the bottom. You see an owl here. This owl represents wisdom. And like I told you about the egg, this represents some form of birth or something being hatched, some kind of plan or something being born. And then you have, I guess this is a leopard up here watching down on all of this. And it says co-create. And this is interesting because it's the number four card. And we're talking about the number seven. There are two sets of interchangeable numbers in numerology. And the first set is the 1 and 4. These numbers are considered the sun number. The second set are the numbers 2 and 7. These are considered to be the moon numbers. So it's significant that this is a 7 reading, which are the moon numbers, and this is the number 4 card, which are the sun numbers. So what it's saying here is it's time to co-create number 7. we know that you're used to doing it all on your own. You're used to being by yourself. Not that you have a problem working with anybody or dealing with anyone. It's just that the number 7 is more reserved than most. And the interesting thing about it is the number 4 is also reserved more than most. Now, when we talk about co-creator, we talk about source, we're talking about a higher power. But the energy that I'm feeling with this card is saying that number 7, step outside of the box and begin to work with others. Accept the help from others in your life, because this right here, this egg that's trying to hatch, yes, it can be hatched by you, number 7, by yourself. But the more help you have in hatching this egg, the faster it will hatch. So when it comes to your projects, your ideas, or anything that you're doing in your life, don't be afraid to step outside of the box and allow someone else to come in and help you out. And I know, number 7, you're probably thinking, oh boy, who could I trust? But the thing about that is, you are discerning, number 7. Use your intuition to determine whether the people that come into your life are there for good or not. And that way you can feel better about allowing them to help you along on this journey. People don't understand that the more together amplifies the manifestation. So make sure that you choose co-creators. Now you're going to do what the number 7 does anyway. You have to be selective about the people that you choose. However, if you choose the right ones, it can help you go further, faster. Now let me see what the advice card is for you, number 7. Just popped out. Stay in your own skin. This is the 26-8 card. This right here is saying that you don't have to get too close to these people if you don't want to. You don't have to share all that much with these people if you don't want to. Make sure that you're in a space where you have peace in your life. You work with these people and you do what needs to be done to get the job done. But at the same time, you know when to pull back. You know when to take that time for yourself. You know when you need the introspection. Number 8, that's if you're born on the 8th, the 17th, the 26th, or come under the sign of Capricorn. You are a number 8 person. Clean it up, number 8. And this is the number 21 card. This is letting you know, 8, and I'm feeling like you're holding on to things from the past. And I think the number 8 got a card like this before. It feels like you're holding on to things from the past. And it's time to move on for these things. And we're going into the 9 universal year, which is going to be the perfect year for you, because now it's time for you to erase all of these things. It's time for you to clean up the thoughts and beliefs that you have around these areas in your life. This is what's stopping your peace. Holding on to things that no longer serve you, holding on to things that are no longer beneficial for you, number 8. So these things are outdated and you should let them go. And you do that by just being carefree and optimistic, because this is a number 3 card. Just know that everything in the future is going to be all right, no matter what your past looks like. It doesn't make a difference what your past look like. We change every single day. So we constantly change. You need to clean up the remnants. And this right here is the 46. Call on your runner, guys. To me, what I'm hearing about this information is there's a lot of people in your life that have been in your life for a long time because you're loyal. You hold on to your friends. But the best thing about these friends is they can tell you some of the positive things while you may only remember the negative things. These friends can tell you some positive aspects about your life. And these are the things that you need to bring into your thinking and your belief system when you begin to clean out all of this other stuff. Now we're going to move on to the number 9, born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th, or come under the sign of Aries, Scorpio, or Leo. You're a number 9 person. It's a never ending story, number 9. And this card is the number 1 card. It's a never ending story. The reason why things haven't happened the way that you wanted them to happen is because there's a story that you keep playing in your mind that's keeping you or preventing you for aligning with manifestation. Whatever that story is, you're going to have to change that story, because that story continues to play out and it continues to manifest in your reality. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to find what that story is. And you can find what that story is by tapping into the things that you're trying to align with. And when you find the things that you are trying to align with and you see that it's not working out for you, you know the area of the story that's being told. Find out what that story is and rewrite another story. I've talked to you about how to write your own story. So you will sit down and you will write your own story, and that's the story I want you to tell about yourself, because really you're out of your element. You are supposed to be confident. You are supposed to be that leader, but that's not the story that you're telling yourself and others. Sometimes we get caught up in a story because we're so busy trying to be so humble. You know, when people give us our flowers and we kind of bashfully walk away from it or bashfully throw it off, you know, we'll say little things about ourselves to kind of make us not look like a big deal. Sometimes that's how these stories play out. So you need to go back and find that story, and you need to put an end to that story, rewrite it, and write it in a way that aligns you with manifestation, number 9. And let me give you what the advice card for the week is for you. Sleep on it. If you can't figure out what that story is, and this is the number 5 card, if you can't figure out what that story is, you need to sleep on it, number 9, and figure this thing out. I'm hearing you need to get some rest so that it can put you at peace. And it's like you try to keep yourself busy, and in the background of your busyness, this story continues to play. So it's time for you to get rest and write this new story out of a space of peace. Well, that's what our whole universal reading was all about. Is about peace this week. And so, what I want you to do is, I want you to make sure that you're in peace. One thing I want you to know is that nobody else is responsible for giving you peace. Nobody else can take your peace. Your peace is yours, and it starts with you, it ends with you. So, you have to work on your very own peace. And this week, focus on that. Take moments to yourself to be alone, to do some introspection. Start developing hobbies or get back into a hobby that used to make you happy so that you can have some peaceful moments in your life. Avoid overworking, because a lot of people that overwork are not at peace. Make sure that you're using time for you, and make sure that you, once you figure out how to be peaceful in your life, you spread and show those other people in their lives how they can be peaceful. Let's hear the affirmation for today. Okay. Someone who sees the invisible can do the impossible. Sometimes you have to believe in it before you even see it. And I take that back all the time. You have to believe in it before you even see it. It's not even possible if you can't see it first. It's the same thing about your peace. It's not possible unless you can find it within yourself first. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.